Alex, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
We talked about Davis Cup in Nigeria, right? Gaining promotion, playing South Africa, and we talk about all of that. There's, one. It's actually we talked about this kid, Hiloputa. Hiloputa. We talked about him. I saw a video on IG where he was, yelling and cursing. But what would you say triggered that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from the little that I've heard about the situation, the guy is like, top 10 ranked in the national ranking. And he felt he's never been invited to like the national camp for the Davis Cup team or like African games and stuff like that, just for like international events
Yeah,
to
yeah.
represent the country. And yeah, he's just been, you know, wanting to find clearance of like, or clarity of like, okay, what's the issue behind this selection process? Like, why am I not making the team? And come to think of it, like he just beat a player that was on the Davis Cup team who just came back from the Davis Cup. And yeah, it brings back the question of like, okay, how do we get the players on the team? And honestly, it's not the first time. I know like everybody has a way to make the selection, but even the last Davis Cup, we had players dropped like last minute. Maybe because I'm the good player on the team, I get this to hear
Or
this
like the
complaints.
last Davis Cup, they dropped some players last
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, very last minute, and I heard complaints, and I mean, at that, there's nothing that I can do about it. I don't register the players. I'm also just a player just that
Who,
shows up.
who is in charge of this thing? Players, who is in charge of player selection for the Davis Cup?
Honestly, that's a very tricky question. I know it has to do with the whole federation. I think it's
Not the national
yeah,
coach.
it's not just, to my knowledge, it's not just the national coach.
Yeah.
Because I remember my first time actually trying to play on the team. Coach Bale was the one I reached out to because he was the junior national
National
coach.
coach then, yeah.
And he said to me that he had to go back and tell them like, hey, we have Bulus in the state and he wants to play. Why we don't take him? And yeah, he was like, they have to get back to us because they were like, they're trying to decide if they want to take you. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, fine. So I'll just wait to see if they when they decide,
Yeah.
because I've always played juniors for the country and I love to play whenever I can. And yeah, I think it's just a general meeting.
So there needs to be like some kind of I guess a formal way of inviting players based on the national ranking.
Yes, initially that's how it was working.
Yeah.
Like invite players that are in the ranking, play camp or play trial matches, and let the best player go.
If you were to pick, or if you were to choose, how would you like the Davis Cup team to be selected?
For one, it has to be in terms of competitiveness, like who is competing the most as at the moment.
So it doesn't have to do with the national ranking.
Doesn't have to do with I mean, I don't play national rank. I don't play national tournament, but I
Yeah.
get selected. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody will argue that why am I being selected? Because I play events outside the country. But if we're talking about players in Nigeria, then yes, I think national ranking should be a factor to consider. If a guy is playing up in the rank, I mean, why not? Put him in the trial, see how his game will fit on the team.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's nationally ranking should be considered. I think.
Yeah. And you did mention about earlier about like the preparation ahead of Davis Cup. How is the preparation? How do we prepare ahead of Davis Cup? Do you think our players are having enough preparation, match play before Davis Cup events? And what can we do, or what can the federation do differently to prepare this player ahead of our tournaments?
I mean, so people will make this argument that, oh, he lives in the US, he has access to gyms and tournaments and stuff. But apart from the access that I have, I also put in the work in terms of like my time on court practicing, my time traveling to play this tournament. And I would say like I played guys from Nigeria that they're very good level players. The bottom line is I think preparation matters a lot. Even right before the last Davis Cup, I knew that I had to be ready, so I played a lot of tournaments prior. I was literally coming from a tournament down to South Africa, you know.
Wow.
And you know, that helped me, at least the performance that I had. It doesn't guarantee you're gonna win the matches, but it sure will guarantee that you play your best tennis. And I think personally, we have to do better in terms of preparation for our players. We have really, really good players. I mean, I've played with all of them. You know, I came back home, practiced with a lot of Nigerian players. I think they're very good. The question is, okay, finance, you know, which is really big topic. But for our Davis Cup team, we do get compensated for playing at the end of the tournament. And
you mean the players?
Yeah, the players get compensated. Like everybody, every staff on the team get compensated, you know, for the Davis Cup. So I mean, I'm pretty sure a player will want to take from the compensation or to use or somehow compensation from the compensation to, you know, prepare to play the best tennis, because nobody want to go out there and lose. So I think we can do better with that. In terms of supporting the players, getting them ready to play tournaments, even if it's like local tournaments, you know, just go to Benin or go to Ghana, play against. It's a short trip, you know, but you just need to compete.
No way around it. Gotta compete. You want result, you gotta prepare for it. Go out there, play matches, and just put in the work, and the result will come. Chris, rounding up this, I wanna ask, what is the future of Nigerian tennis looking like right now?
Why am I the one to answer that?
You did podcast with me. Who am I to say? What is the future of Nigerian tennis looking like right now?
So there was a time when I was playing that when you look at the players played in the international, you see so much flags, and then you see like one Nigerian, and I'm like, I wish we had more Nigerians playing the pro level. You know, I mean, we did have junior players, but right now, I mean, we do have guys playing on the pro tour, Nigerians. We have the best also junior players. I think the number one in Africa is from Nigeria too.
Right.
Like,
Sheung, yeah. He recently won the African Junior Championship, 16 and under. I saw it on the Nigerian tennis live.
Yeah, and it's probably the first person to do, at least to my knowledge, to do that from Nigeria, you know.
African Junior Championship.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. He's currently like in the US, somewhere in Florida, playing right now.
Yeah,
I think.
He was playing in Coral Gables. I don't know if he's still playing there.
But
yeah, he's, you know, very promising player, and you know, it's same when we're playing juniors. He was very little. I saw him play, you know. So apart from him, we have a lot of other junior players, like couple in the center in Tunisia.
Oh, we have players in the center.
In the center in Tunisia,
nice.
Boy and girl. So there's a lot of players that I'm proud because I know them personally. So it's nice to, you know, it's nice to see that these players like know they also have a guy that's playing pro, and they want to try. They want to go to college. You know, it's it's a very bright future. I'm happy. Like this is happy smile. Literally, like I'm happy.
This is a happy smile.
Yeah, it is.
From someone that said, "Why am I asking you?" But the future of Nigerian tennis, as you can hear from Bulus, it's pretty bright. Lots of junior player. How about the senior level?
I mean, the senior players, it's just about finances. You know, we do have a lot of senior players, but you know, they just have to be able to go out there. I mean, when we used to have the futures, you know, they will play.
Right. In Nigeria,
but we don't have it anymore, so you can't really tell from senior players unless it's national tournaments. But the juniors, they have a lot of international events around Africa And good thing again, they have some support financially, and this also helps the journey.
Yeah. We're gonna run this up with another question. Few, should I say few? Or, okay, one question, right? Who is your favorite Nigerian player right now? And who is your or who was your idol Nigerian player?
Oh, I'm so gonna be biased about this one. I really okay. I know a lot of people say they are safe. No. I always have a favorite player.
Okay.
Really, really tough. No way.
It's okay. Take your time.
Our time is going, so take your time.
Take your time.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't think.
I saw a post. I know a lot of people. It's like, oh, who's your favorite player? Chris Bulus. I was like, saw that post from Nigerian Tennis Live.
No.
So now it's Chris Bulus' time to answer to who is his favorite tennis player.
No, I would say John Peter.
John Peter.
Yeah,
John Peter. Where Lagos guy?
Lagos guy. Yeah. He played in the national Davis Cup team in the juniors, but doesn't play a lot of pro tournaments.
How old is he? Same set as you?
No, it's the same with David Ekpenyong. They played both on the same team.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like a mentor. So like I want to watch him play. Yeah, like the last rain I wanted to play doubles with him, just because.
You played doubles as well?
I wanted to, but I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't.
John Peter. Shout out to John Peter. And question number 2.
My best player of all time.
Yeah, growing up, you're looking up to this guy, like, who is that person?
Yeah, definitely. I think Samuel Moyle.
Samuel Moyle.
I always say Samuel Moyle all the time. Apart from being a good player, he's a good person. We don't really get good tennis players that are good people. I think that's big. He's a good, really good player. I mean, that Samuel Moyle, so I don't have to explain. I don't have to tell you. So
shout out to Samuel. Samuel. I mean, I look up to Samuel too.
Samuel is a good player.
He's a set ahead of me, 2 sets maybe ahead of me. Then 2 sets ahead of me. I looked up to him. Good player, clean player, and like you said, it's a good person. Most importantly, shout out to Samuel. But Chris, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. Part 2.